Hi everybody, this is Michelle, and I just learned something that I thought was so incredibly cool. I wasn't going to share it until Monday, but I'm so excited I have to do it now. Because one thing that I have noticed many entrepreneurs say is they need help with time management. They don't have enough time. They get distracted, especially when you work from home. What if somebody comes to the door, or your husband needs something or whatever? And so I found this solution and I have to share it with you. Some of you might have heard it. I've never heard of it before, which is why I'm so excited. It's called the Pomodoro Technique. And basically, it was invented by a man named Francisco Carrillo in the late 80s as a means to study more effectively. He used a kitchen timer that was actually shaped like a tomato, which Pomodoro is tomato in Italian. I'm sure Jennifer at my Italian restaurant knows that. Um, and that's where the Pomodoro technique or the Pomodoro method came from, is the tomato method or whatever. But he forced himself to study for just 25 minutes and then took a 5-minute break. And it worked. He said that it helped him stay focused and that you work with the time that you're given. So, to follow his advice, you divide your projects and tasks into short sprints, and then you reward yourself with regular breaks and recharge before your next sprint. This boosts your productivity and it keeps your creative juices flowing without relying too much on your willpower. So, the 6 steps are well, let me come over here to my slideshow. You're probably going to hear my voice, but let me see if I can get you over here. There. Okay. So basically, the Pomodoro Method is a guide to making the most of your day, of your minutes. We all have to decide what to do with the time that is given to us. And time often gets away from us, even in our quarantine time. So, this is kind of what I was telling you about how it was created and how it came about. So, here are the 6 steps. First, you decide on the task to be done. Then you set your timer. You don't have to have a tomato timer. You can use your phone or whatever, but set it for about 25 minutes. And you work only on that task. You end your work when the timer rings, and you put a check mark on a piece of paper that that task is done. So if you have fewer than 4 check marks, you take a short break, 3 to 5 minutes, and then you return to step 2. Otherwise, you continue on to step 6, which is after 4 tasks or Pomodoros, you take a longer break, 15 to 30 minutes, and reset your check mark count to 0, and then you start back over. So notice a couple of things here. First, you need to approximate how many tasks or Pomodoros it's going to take to finish a task, because some tasks we know will take more than 25 minutes. So if you have to send out emails, that might be one Pomodoro. That's, one 25-minute task that you can get off your plate. If you have to, like me, edit pages for the publication, that's going to take about at least an hour. So I'm going to make 4 Pomodoros. So I'm going to take 4 25-minute or 2 25-minute segments. Okay. So the information is not ready accessible, but through some trial and error, you'll get the hang of it. You'll just start finding what works for you. But you need to set up a timetable and block out your most important Pomodoros for when you're the most creative, and leave the mundane rest of the stuff for when you tend to get distracted. The point is to have clear limit and motivate yourself enough to push things forward, as well as clear boundaries between work and spare time. So, what about distractions? Well, As for the Pomodoro, it is a non-negotiable time unit. You are working in that 25-minute time frame and getting as much done in that time frame as you can. This means that whatever an emergency or a colleague bumps in or you have to do something, you have to either end the Pomodoro right then or protect it from outside distractions until completed. So if you end it, you don't get your check mark that it's complete. So you have to come back and basically start all over. Okay? And we don't want that. The whole idea is to not do that, to go from start to finish. So in most cases, you get by with telling your colleagues you'll reach out in 10 minutes. I mean, if you've got a 25-minute block of time and you've already worked 15 minutes on it, you know I can be with you in 15 minutes because in 15 minutes your little timer is going to go off and you're going to take a break. So tell your colleague or whoever that you'll reach out to them in 2 minutes. Otherwise, you can use the inform, negotiate, schedule, and callback approach. And what he would do is he would inform the other person that he's in the middle of something important, because it is important. Negotiate with them a time to address the situation. I'll get back with you in 5 minutes. I'll call you tomorrow. Give me, till this evening, whatever. Negotiate a time, schedule it, and then call back or give them a nudge whenever your Pomodoro is over. So for distractions that are internal by nature, like, oh, that gives me an idea. I know I have a sister that she'll start cleaning her hall closet and then find something that needs to go to the garage and take it to the garage, and then she'll start cleaning the shelf on the garage and find something that should have been put up in the attic, so then she'll go up in the attic, and before the day is done she hasn't accomplished anything. And so for those distractions, like a new idea or something, an article that you want to research, anything like that, write it down on your paper, but keep working on your Pomodoro until your timer rings. So after you have completed your tasks in a Pomodoro, any time remaining, let's say you have 25 minutes to do, your emails and you got them done in 15. So now you have 10 extra minutes. Here's some things that you can do. You can review and edit the work that you've already completed, whether it's the emails or something else. You can review the activities from a learning point of view, like what did I learn? What could I have done differently? Because this will help you next time you set that up for a Pomodoro to know how long. Well, it doesn't really take me 25 minutes to schedule my social media post. It only takes me 15 minutes. So I can do that for 15 minutes and also send out emails in another 10 minutes. And that's two tasks I'm doing in one Pomodoro time. So you can review the list of upcoming tasks for the next planned Pomodoro time block and start reflecting on how you're going to do those and what you're going to do to update them and get them done quickly. And there are actually health benefits to doing this. So to get a taste of how your life will work and look like after using the Pomodoro technique, there's a few things to consider. One, you're going to have improved concentration power. You're not going to be like, oh, a butterfly, oh, something shiny, and be distracted. It's going to really help you focus. So if you're a creative person or you're a little ADHD, both of which I am, I need that concentrated focus for an extended period of time. But not everyone can make little effort to put their heads down for 20 minutes and work and take the break after. So you really want to try to just, it's like drinking 15 glasses of water. You make the effort to get it done. It's not something that you're used to, but eventually it's going to become a habit. So, in fact, a couple of researchers discovered that brief breaks actually improve the overall concentration power. And it actually resets it, allowing you to start a clean slate, which is why you don't get brain burnout and you're not as exhausted, because it relies on the simple principle that after each Pomodoro, you take full advantage of your break to recharge and keep your mind fresh for the next session. So you'll reduce the number of mistakes caused by lack of concentration, and you'll avoid burnout in the long run. As well, decreased back pain. As cliche as it may sound, sitting is the new smoking. It contributes to health risks associated with excessive sitting, like cardiovascular disease and diabetes and And a body in motion is a healthy body, and so if you're sitting for long periods of time, that's unhealthy. So do it in short spurts and get up. I made my stepson do that. He was a video game aholic. He would get up to pee and that was it. And I made him play for an hour and then go do 30 minutes of something else that didn't require a screen. He couldn't go from the video game to the TV. He had to go shoot baskets or go walk the dog or read a book or something that was going to help him with that. And so that is that recharge, it's that rejuvenation. And the Pomodoro method becomes your greatest ally for slipping in more movement throughout the day. If you just use a 5-minute break to do a stretch, fill your water bottle, go to the lobby, take the dog out for a walk, your back and shoulders will thank you later. Now, is Pomodoro for everyone? Not necessarily. The best method is suited for creatives, those who need to ship work and have deadlines in place, for designers, developers, and so on. For them, the boxed sprints catalyze productivity and also make sure that they don't waste too much time and effort on trivial things. I know for me, there for a while, thought I was working myself to death, and my business mentor said, it's just busy work. You're not accomplishing anything. And I think we've all felt like, how can I be working so hard and not getting anything accomplished? So this is a great way for creatives and people like us to not waste too much time on trivial things and just to focus on the task at hand. But what if you're a customer service rep or someone who has to do continuous work as it comes in? You can still use this method and run a few Pomodoros back to back until you finish your self-imposed target. Maybe you have to do 50 phone calls or 50 tickets in an hour, 30 emails in under 30 minutes, whatever. You set that up. Your Pomodoro is whatever task you want done in whatever time you need to do it. And then you focus on that time, but you do it in 30-minute increments or 25 minutes increments. So you do a break, then you pick up where you left off. Now, if you are an app person, there are some great apps out there to help you with this. And I've listed them here. Some are free, some are very inexpensive. They all offer different things. But because of the Pomodoro simplicity, you really only need a kitchen timer and a notebook or a piece of paper to keep track of your Pomodoros. That's all. But if you want to automate a system and customize it to fit your workflow, here are some of the best Pomodoro apps. And I will put a link to these under the window or under the video. And I just want to thank you. I hope you got some interesting information. And I will be happy to answer any questions that you have. I just found it fascinating and I thought it was incredibly cool. And I love it. And so I wanted to share it with you. If you have any questions or if you'd like a copy of this transcript, let me know. I can send you a list of the apps. Just reach out to me. In the meantime, have a fabulous day, stay safe, and stay productive.